Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and today I want to show you how to make some large hole Pandora style beads out of some pretty simple ingredients. The base of them is going to be grommets. I've got them right here. Then to actually do the surround is going to be crystal clay, which is a self-hardening 2-part epoxy clay. And I've added some little crystal chatons, and I've actually added a little bit of mica powder as well to give them a little bit of shimmer. So what you're going to need some chatons if this is the pattern you choose to follow, and I'm actually going to mix it up a little. Here I used all the same size. In my sample here for the video, I'm going to use 2 different sizes. You'll need 2 grommets per bead that you make. You're going to need some crystal clay. I thought I would do it in pink. You'll need some mica powder, which is this crystal clay sparkle dust. And what it looks like is like loose eyeshadow. Like a mineral eyeshadow is what it looks like. In terms of tools, you'll need a magic pick, which is going to help you to pick up your chatons. And I've got a little pad here which helps the magic pick stay sticky. You're going to need a paintbrush if you're going to use mica powder. You're not going to need a scissor, although I'm going to use it here with the straw in just a second, so I'll show you what I'll do with that. But you will need a straw, and you're going to need one which is about the size of the grommet. Just a little bit smaller is ideal. So keep that in mind. You'll find a lot of different straws at fast food restaurants, places like that. Just start collecting them and you'll find one that is the size of the grommet. And then you're going to need a plastic bag or a piece of wax paper for this project as well. So to begin, I told you I was going to do something with a pair of scissors. So I've got my straw and I actually used it to create these 2. And I actually punched the center out. So to keep using my straw, I'm just going to make a snip and cut off that end, so now I have the hollow portion again. So with my crystal clay, I've got part B, which is the hardener, and part A, which is the color, and I need equal parts of both. I'm going to achieve that by taking a pinch off of the B and a pinch off of the A, rolling them into little balls, and comparing the size of the balls to see if I have equal amounts. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put away the other extra clay. Now with crystal clay, the actual curing process doesn't start until you mix the 2 together, so you do have some work time, and once you start mixing it, you do have about 2 hours of work time, but I find that it starts to dry out after about 20-30 minutes, so you do want to do all of your work in the beginning. And to mix it up, you're going to squish them together like so. You can wear gloves when you do this. If you don't wear gloves, definitely wash your hands right away. I prefer not to wear gloves in the video because it's a little hard to see what I'm doing. So you see I've got some modeling going on. I'm just going to mix for a couple minutes until all the striations are gone. All right, when it's fully mixed, roll it into a ball. And this is going to cure on its own, so there is no need to fire it or bake it. I'm going to scoot my beading mat down a little bit and take my plastic bag. If you have a piece of wax paper, you'd use it at this time as well. So I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to flatten it a little bit. So I want it to still be round, but I want it to be flat. And then I'm going to take my straw, and on the end, which is hollow, I am going to center it and punch all the way through. When I pull up, there'll be clay within the straw. We're going to discard that, but now we have a hole to place our grommets. So I'm going to very carefully put a grommet in the middle, and my straw is a little larger than what I would like, so to compensate, I'm going to pinch the clay together a little bit, just ever so slightly. Okay, so that's secure on that end. I'm going to carefully pick it up, and it is quite sticky, so bear that in mind, be gentle with it. I'm going to put the grommet on the other side, and again, press it inward. So I'm pinching the sides together, and that's narrowing that hole a little bit. Okay. Now what I want to do is I just want to look at it from all angles, and I want to form it into a nice uniform round shape like I did on the examples. Okay, when you're happy with your shape, take the end of a dowel or a paintbrush, and then we're going to form it a little bit more, but it allows us to not have to hold on to it and get more fingerprints in it. Okay, so after we've done that, we can now add our chatons. And I'm going to just clean this up ever so slightly, because if you can see, my clay is starting to creep over the grommet, and I don't want that. I want a more defined look to it. So now the fun part. So I have my magical pick, and I'm going to use it on the pad. It's just got some tape on there. It's going to help it stay really nice and sticky. I'm going to pick up a chaton, and I'm going to place it. And by having a structure like this that you have your bead on, it allows you to add a little bit more pressure and actually get that chaton in there. I know from experience I need to actually pick up these heavier ones. I'm just going to place it in there. I thought it'd be fun to do more of a random look with this one, so I'm just going to put these wherever I want. Make it really nice and sparkly. Okay, so now I'm going to look at my bead, see if I want to add any more, and I do. Figure the more sparkle the better with this one. Let yourself play. Don't feel like you have to do it any certain way. So I think that looks good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure my shape is still intact. I want to add one more crystal. Why not? Okay, so now I'm going to add some mica powder. You want to add the mica powder while it's still wet. So I need the paintbrush, so I'm going to pull this off. Put it on the end of my magical pick. Won't go all the way in, but it'll definitely hold it. And now with the mica powder, I'm just going to grab a little bit on the tip of my paintbrush, holding my bead over the tub. I'm going to just paint it on. And it's going to give it a shimmer. So some of that pink is still going to show through, but it's going to definitely give it more of a silver look. When we have enough on there, I'm going to go and be a little bit firmer with my paintbrush and try to get the excess off. All right, and there we go. We have just created a large hole Pandora style bead using crystal clay and mica powder, chatons, and grommets. And here's the example of a couple other ones. You can see it's nice, that pink does show through. This one was done with white and that one was done with black. So I hope you have fun with this technique. Definitely feel free to experiment and let your creativity flow.